Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Black Rock Valley. Alright, we got something going on today. I have the combine currently harvesting the soybeans that are right beside the oats. If you recall, from the last episode we harvested the oats, finished that off camera. And he's just currently harvesting the oats. And we do have the chop straw mod on this as well. Let's take a quick look at the texture. It's pretty good actually. Looks like he missed some beans though. Anyways, I got the JCB. He's currently just unloading that combine there. He's doing it via courseplay. And I don't have the class in the group. No, I don't. Okay. We'll just sprint over there then. Alright, so we'll bale up some of the straw. Because, of course, we need the straw for our animals, which we don't have many yet. But we should check this out right now just to see how they're doing. Beef 2. We only have one young animal and one young animal as well. Okay, good to know. I thought for sure something would have happened in that day, but I guess not. Alright. Unfold. Now this particular baler requires 120 horsepower. So this tractor should be powerful enough. Should, of course, being the optimal word. Because it's got an extra 60 horsepower for the extra weight, and of course it really helps when you lower the pickup. That's okay. Gives us a chance to line it up better. There we go. Jeez. There we go. What's a different texture? I don't know if you can notice that or not. The texture right there, it's straw, but it's like oat straw, so it's a bit different. Alright. I don't know why, but every single time, I don't know if I've mentioned this probably multiple times now. How am I able to go to this fast? I don't remember being able to bale this quickly. Oh well. Anyways, but whenever I'm doing baling myself, I almost always have to be in cab here because I don't know why, but it's just a weird thing where if I'm not in cab, I'll end up screwing up somehow. I don't know the reason why, but that's one of the oddities of me, I guess. But I found that out a long time ago. It's like, especially like it's pretty funny when I got the steering wheel. I found that I could do it out of camp, out like this. It's not terrible, but I found it was so much easier just to do this and just stay in cab and drive with the steering wheel. And it's funny because Landy Kid got his steering wheel not too long ago, and he is experiencing this a little bit too with the whole being in the cab or out of the cab and all that jazz. So it's one of those things where if you don't manage how much you're in or out of the cab, you can find yourself in cab all the time. And I've definitely done that before without realizing it. I'm like, oh well, maybe I should take a look just outside the cab to see how that works out. I don't know. That's what I find, at least. I find myself forcing myself, maybe might be the word, or encouraging myself to stay out of cab every now and then. What's the JCB's problem? There we go. What I'll do is I'll record another course for this guy because I don't want him to go into the other field, because I think the course I recorded for that one is is actually in the middle of that field, so we'll try and avoid that. So let's just do this. There we go. Conveniently, up here they have a little section where you can just kind of do a little loop, and you can like this, you can just fuel your tractor. So if I take a nice gentle turn here, and what will happen is, if for whatever reason this tractor is running out of fuel, it will be able to refuel right there, which is nice. I don't think it's a very fuel hungry tractor, but always helps to have the fuel stop right there just in case, because you never know really. Although it's strange, what I've noticed lately is that courseplay won't refuel completely. It'll only refuel until it doesn't need to anymore. It's done that a couple times now. Don't know why. Alright. we'll call this F3 unload. There we go. And everything's set up. So we'll just leave that and go back to the class, which I have to tab through all of them. Let's put it in group 1, I guess. Alright. There we go. Well, this is a pretty nice little mod, actually. Recent news, actually, was released. Did they do a news release? They didn't exactly do a news release. What happened was, on their Facebook channel, Farming Simulator, or Giants, I should say, announced that they have a partnership with AGCO now, which is going to be kind of cool. So that means we're going to see things like, I think it's Fendt, Challenger, Cat Challenger, and Massey Ferguson, I believe, in the next rendition of Farm Sim, which is going to be pretty cool. Maybe we'll even see a DLC in the near future with the Masseys, which is going to be pretty neat, actually. So a lot of people are really pleased about that. So now they have, what do they have now? They have New Holland, Case, they have, what do they have? JCB, Hurleman, Dutz, Buche. I guess I could do it this way. This is probably a better way to do it. So they have all these brands. Case, so for us Americans, I guess I could say that they have Case, they have New Holland, they have JCB. What else do they have for us? Krone, I suppose. Lemkin, you see in the United States. Well, I see it in Canada. I'm not sure about the United States, but yeah, so they actually they're broadening what brands they actually have, which is pretty neat, actually. Still no John Deere. I don't expect that to happen anytime soon. Although there is a new game called coming out called Cattle, Crops and Cattle, I think it's called, and some people have speculated that there may be John Deere there. Is that bale floating, or does it just look like it's floating? I think it just looked like it was floating there for a second, because if you look carefully in this bale right here, it totally looks like it's floating there. I don't know why, but it totally has that kind of image. Anyway, so that was one of the big news that was released just recently. So maybe we'll see a New Holland, or not New Holland. Maybe we'll see a DLC in the near future with some of the new AGCO equipment. I don't know what the details are. I just noticed it on their Facebook channel, and it made the rounds across the internet. And a lot of people were talking about it. They're like, "Oh my gosh, we're gonna see some AGCO stuff." So that's kind of cool, actually. So really helps to open up some more possibilities. I think AGCO is considered, I think it's Fendt, is in Europe, is what you see there. So it's going to be pretty neat to see all those vehicles in game, and of course at the quality of Giants now. So that's going to be really nice to see, because of course even this, like, so for example, this is a really slick mod, but if I look at the mirrors, they are not correct. So like little things like that. So we're going to see. We're going to be able to see things set up properly. Why are you waiting at the end here? Like, seriously. Silly tractor. But yeah, that's going to be really neat to see what they do with that. Didn't like starting from scratch, starting really slow there. But yeah, I don't know. Well, I'm kind of curious to see what they are, what not brands, but what models they're going to include. Because of course, with all the brands, you have like older style and newer style. Based on what we've seen so far, it'll probably only be some of the newer styles, as opposed to some of the older ones. So, if you like the old Masses or the old Fence, for example, you probably won't see any of those, just based on what we can see so far. So, but I don't know. All right, so we need to figure out something to do, some way, I should say, to get silage. Now we could of course always do the placeable silo that makes silage, but I don't know if we want to go that route or not. There we go. Return. I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to see what's going to be the best choice here. Technically, I could, make it with hay bales, I suppose. It's another option, but I don't really want to go that route, because that means I need to buy a wrapper, and that wrapper does not work very well. I've encountered that problem already with the bale extension, so I don't want to revisit it if I don't have to. Let's just say that. So, how do you think we should go about making silage? Do you think we should rent a forage harvester and do some whole crop stuff, or what do you think we should do? You can always make silage via, or forage I should say, via the, what is it called? The fire silo mod, I think it's called. These hills, man, they're just not playing very nice with this class. This class has the power, but not quite enough power, apparently. Look at this. My foot's like all the way down, basically, right now. And this is the speed at which we're moving. It's because we have the bale right there, and watch, once that bale drops, it'll be able to, like, you know, increase the speed infinitely, basically. But this is a scenario where having a more powerful tractor is helpful. So if people remember, back in the day, back when I first started playing FS15, I tried to do a similar thing with the Case tractor, which had 200 horsepower, and I was unable to go up the hill on Westbridge Hills with only 200 horsepower. So this is a situation where having like 250 plus is helpful, because if you take into consideration the weight of the hay itself. Oh, there's a bale that flipped. The weight of the hay itself plus the baler, then of course it really adds a lot of weight. It makes it very difficult to get up the hill properly without slowing down like we did there. So, all right, very nice. Probably haven't got too many bales. Probably more than enough, but nothing earth-shattering, I don't think. But we'll find out soon enough, I suppose. So we'll see what happens. Now, of course, because I hired a worker as opposed to setting up courseplay to harvest the field, now I couldn't really set courseplay up to do this. Or could I? I probably could, but it would just be it wouldn't be a very nice job. It would miss just a ton. All right, let's see if we can carry the speed through the hill. Oh, there we go. Nope, I lied. This little tiny hill, man, it's killing us. Maybe I should switch the class for the JCB, because that's ridiculous. Oh, well, it's not as bad as it was before, so. Struggling on the hill a little bit, that's for sure. It's fine. I've been in a couple class tractors. When I was at the Ottawa Farm Show a while back, I got a look at a couple class. I don't think they had many there, but I could have sat in the class. I think I did for one, but I didn't get a chance to spend a lot of time in it because there's a line of people wanting to jump into it. So that happens from time to time. Like, for example, when I went and was looking at the John Deere section, a lot of people were wanting to sit in those tractors, and there's the same thing for the Cat Challenger. I don't know what it's called now. I think it's just the Cat Challenger, the one that's the tractor version. I gotta sit in that, and that thing is pretty ridiculous on the inside. If you ever get a chance, go to a farm show in your area and sit in some of the big tractors you see in the game, and you'll be able to compare, like, you'll be able to put into perspective how big these machines actually are. Because, for example, this tractor in game seems kind of small. It's 180 horsepower, not that big, but in real life, it's actually enormous. And the same thing goes for, like, if you ever sit beside stand beside a combine or get close to a combine, you'll realize how big they actually are, and it's pretty impressive. All right, last swath. Now we're good to go. There we go. Very nice. See if we can't make it up this last little section here. Even with all the differential locks on, it's slow going. Luckily, it's only a part of the hill. It's not all of the course or all of the field itself. I remember when TCGG Rob, I think he was playing on like Alpentel or something like that, or the Alps, and he was bailing, and it was the same situation where the hill was like vertical basically, and he was bailing. And it was funny to watch because it was like half the time it was going under 5 kilometers an hour sort of thing. So it didn't work out very well for him. All right, 80,000 liters of oats. That's awesome. And how much soybeans do we have? 29,000 liters. That's not so bad. It's not quite finished the field yet. Looks like the yield for oats is a bit higher than soybeans, which is fairly accurate if memory serves. Like in general, at least. Although apparently I was reading the Farmers Forum the other day, and they were saying that Ontario had one of its best. Some places in Ontario had their best year for soybeans. So it was like some people were getting, like the average in Ontario is like 40. In most areas, about 40 bushels an acre, somewhere in that area. And some people were getting like 50, 60, 70 bushels an acre, so it's pretty awesome. Alright, so we finished baling, and how many bales did we get this time? Let's see. Oops, statistics is the other direction. 39 bales. Oh, that's actually pretty good. A lot more than I thought we were going to get, actually. That should keep us busy for quite some time, I imagine. So let's take the baler back to the main farm here, because we don't want to leave it just lying about, or else it'll take me forever to find it. Even when it's in the farm, it takes me forever to find it, so. Alright, and that JCB is almost finished with that combine over there. How close? Yeah, they have like a few more passes left, and then they'll be good to go. And then we can, I think we can work on the other field, which I think is up field 20. That's the canola field, if memory serves. So then we can get that done. And what we could do is, I do have a truck that we can use for the seed tender, which I want to use on this map, I think. But the truck is a bit atypical, I suppose, for an American farm, so I'm not sure about it. I haven't decided yet. I only have a few trucks, and there actually aren't a crazy number of really good ones out there. Like I saw a Chevy Avalanche the other day that wasn't too bad on Offspring Gaming channel. His modern team actually makes some decent mods. What I always find, the insides are like, the outside looks fantastic, but the insides always look a little like they need some work. For now, like the last time I saw, he was making it was in beta still, so it's understandable. That's the reason why it looks like that. But I drive in cab, I guess, more than I should, or a lot. So because of that, I often, the outside can look kind of okay, but the inside has to look decent, because if I'm in here and I'm like I do the same thing with this. I'm like, oh, those mirrors aren't set up properly, etc., etc. So those types of situations, they get on my nerves sometimes when I'm using a tractor for an extended period of time, and it's like, well, they could have worked on this or this or this. So, oh, what the heck is that? I never saw that before. Is that like a secondary entrance or something? Must be. Alright, so we will put the baler over by the bales over there, just so we know where it is. We'll watch this. I'll put it there, and then this time I will be like, oh well, I don't know where I put it this time. Ah well, we'll figure it out. Alright, so I think what I'll do is I'll stop the episode there for now, folks. As good a place as any to stop. Finish baling the field, put the baler away, and that JCB and case should be done soon. Oh, it's a very different styled little area, actually. Normally what happens is in most sheds you would have some sort of support beams in the middle. But in this case, apparently, we don't have that, so. There we go. Let's park this guy right in here. Good. And we'll just do this for the time being. Nice. Excellent. Alright folks, that'll be it for me for today. My name's Iain Robson. This has been an episode of Farming Simulator 2015, coming at you from Black Rock Valley. And if you enjoyed yourself, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Catch you guys later.